what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. I am officially back in California after my 3 months in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So I wanted to get some no-gi rolls in with Professor Vince. So what I'm trying to do is not allow him to get any type of grips. He's going to opt for a sitting position, and I want to make sure I keep my feet outside of the middle. I don't want him to hook. I don't want him to invert and get any type of inverted position, and I want to be able to have freedom of movement side to side to initiate the passing. So I'm controlling the hands, trying to control the back of the head, making sure that I step away and disengage completely before stepping back in, keeping my feet nice and elevated. But right here he's able to invert and starts to come out, and I'm able to slow down his inversion and get into a quasi half guard position. He's able to recover the leg and get into a guard position here. So what I'm trying to do is I'm going to try to pin one of his arms to his chest and then stand up. Standing, in my opinion, is probably the best way to pass the close guard in gi or no gi. Just have to be careful for the leg lock positions and everything like that. So I'm trying to make sure I keep my balance nice and stable. As you can see, I'm not really putting myself in a dangerous position, and when I stand and push my hands into his shoulders to kind of keep him at bay, and then I'm going to circle and grab one of his arms and pin it to his chest, and I'm going to pass it to my other arm, and then I'm going to start trying to open the guard and get into a passing position. I'm able to open the guard, stuff the right leg, and then get into a over-under type position, and now I'm going to start stuffing that leg and trying to pass to my left, his right side. So he's able to bring the leg over, and it gets a gogoplata position right here. So I have to bail on the passing and immediately start to get into a combat stance and bring my head up so I don't get choked. I was not expecting that at all, and he's able to capitalize on that and grab the foot, and I try to get out of the position, but he's able to follow me, and now I'm trying to play from a defensive position. He backsteps and gets into the side control, but I'm able to get my hips back under me, and when he dives in, I'm able to get my hips and then reverse the position here. But we're going to cut and get back to a different part of the mat. So right here we're going to slap bump, and I'm going to get back into the side control position that I was in the previous clip. And now what I'm trying to do is just isolate a limb and try to get into a mount position and start going for maybe a mounted triangle or getting to the back, which are probably the two things that I like to do the most from a no-gi. So what I'm doing here is I'm really trying to isolate his left arm by grabbing it and putting my right shoulder, my right elbow, I should say, on his chest and stopping him from elevating. And I want to get a north-south Kimura. I'm too slow, and he's able to pull out my leg, and I really have to balance here to not let him get the takedown, but he's able to get the takedown. I should have scrambled up. That's something I'm going to talk about in the takeaways. I should have scrambled up instead of accepting the position. And now I'm playing a seated guard, almost seated guard position, and he starts to knee cut pass. And what I want to do is try to get back into a half guard position. I'm able to, and now I'm going to be able to kind of play a close guard when I free my right leg and then close the guard. So close guard is also something that if you've been watching the videos, that's something that I always used to go to. I've kind of shied away from it, but in no-gi it's definitely been helping me out. I really like the 2-on-1 arm pull, crossing the arm across the center line, and getting the sweeps like the pendulum and other things like that. So right here I'm kind of working behind the elbow, trying to bring his arm across the center line, hip out, and get to a back taking position. He's able to stop that and get into a combat stance. I kind of put my arm under there, but I'm like, nah, I don't really want to go for that. And now I start working on the other arm, trying to do the same thing, get the arm across the center line, use my hips to get into a dominant position. Right here I'm able to hit the muscle sweep, which is something that I like. I should have unlocked my legs to try to get to the back. Vince is able to kind of put me back down on the mat, and now I'm back to the close guard position. But as you can see, I didn't really lose anything going for these moves. That's one of the reasons I really like close guard a lot, especially at the brown belt level. I've kind of developed it a lot from blue belt and white belt. So my goal here is to kind of keep his posture broken by using my right hand on the back of his neck, keeping his face into my chest. And then I'm just going to walk my feet up and lock the guard, and walk my feet up and lock the guard for a high guard type position. And then my mindset is to kind of pick an arm and isolate that arm and try to get an omoplata or triangle and set up a submission attempt or a sweep attempt. So there's no rush here. I don't need to rush. I'm in a very good position. I start to weave my right arm in and try to isolate his is one of his arms, but he's doing a fantastic job of keeping both of his arms together, which is making this a little bit harder. So I try to use my forearm to isolate an elbow, and in doing so, my top lock, he's able to kind of posture back up and stop me from doing it. So he's going to start to stand, and he's going to angle his leg in, so I'm not able to hit the muscle sweep that I hit earlier, and I tried on both sides. So then I just decided to go for the good old fashioned double ankle sweep by putting my feet in his hips and then coming up, and then he accidentally hits me in the face, but we're gonna just continue from there, slap bump and keep it going. Now that I'm on top or in a more dominant position, I'm going to stuff one of the legs and start angling my body, keeping my right arm on his left leg to keep it pinned while I get to a side control position here. And I'm able to get into the side control position. That's going to be the end of the roll. So right here for this takeaway, I should have fought a little bit more. I should have scrambled a little bit more, not given up so easily, and conceded the position and giving up the 2 points there. So ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the roll. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.